AP, this is Brandon Reisinger coming to you with your Chairman's Report. This is our New Year's edition. Welcome to 2025. Obviously, we had some conversation about Thursday and Friday, the 2nd and 3rd. We are coming back and working those days. They had some questions going on with one of the Tier 2 vendors. They weren't sure that they were going to be able to supply us and a couple of the other plants coming back. That worked out to be okay, so we will be working tomorrow and Friday if anyone still had a question about that. We will be working next week as well. It looks like 8-hour schedule for this week and next week. So that's kind of what I'm expecting as far as our schedule goes. Company still has to announce it to make it official. I can't emphasize that enough, but as of right now, the week of the 13th looks to, I'm pretty certain it's going to be a down week. They're already planning some work for trades to do, and that stuff is going to be going on. I don't think they could back up on it at this point. So again, until the company announces it, it's not official, but it does look like that it's going to be a down week. Had a lot of questions last week on Facebook and as well as text messages from people about if they needed to file unemployment for last week. Want to clarify on that now. Last week was all holiday, and everybody that we have in the building qualifies for holiday pay. Nobody needs to file unemployment for last week. Last week is going to be a 40-hour check for holiday pay. Actually, it probably should be posted up on the website at this point on your pay stubs. So no, there is no need to file unemployment for last week. It'll be a 40-hour holiday check. That being said, same as last week, with Tuesday and Wednesday being bank holidays. Not real certain about what day your check will deposit if you've got a credit union. And I think somebody said it online, but I don't work for the credit union, so I can't speak for certain about when that will process. I do know Ford actually put something out saying that the DROTs had to be closed earlier than normal on Monday, so they got all of that submitted. We're at the mercy of the banks. Now, our checks are actually, if you look at them, say for deposit on, and the date is this coming Friday. So we get a little spoiled because our credit union puts them in normally on Wednesday. If I were going to be a betting man, I would say we'll probably see those deposit on Thursday like we did last week. But I can't say for certain, and it may vary from one credit union to the next. So just wanted to hit on that. For the week of the 13th, anyone who isn't trades is going to end up needing to file for unemployment. I say file, going to end up needing to request unemployment. For our new folks, if this is your first down week with the company, Ford does e-file for us. They go in and they send a file to the unemployment office, and it opens a claim for everybody. You'll get a letter in the mail from the unemployment office saying that your claim has been opened and giving you the information on it. All you'll need to do is go and request a check on the Sunday before we come back to work. So you won't actually have to go open a claim. Matter of fact, when you get online, you want to be careful that you don't choose open a claim when you're going in there to request your payment, because it can actually cause issues for you. Now, if it's your waiting week, you'll get the entire amount paid by sub. If it's not your waiting week, you'll get unemployment from the unemployment office, and you'll get the remainder up to the 85% paid out by sub pay. Sub takes about 2.5 weeks to process, and that's because they have to wait for the unemployment office to send the file over that tells them who got paid what from unemployment. So we request on Sunday. We're able to request up through Wednesday. Normally the end of that week that we return, the unemployment office sends the file over and it gets processed the following week. 2.5 weeks is kind of what we normally see for the window. So if your sub pay doesn't show up when your normal paycheck would show up, that is normal. That is how it works. And that's not something that we can do change or make any quicker than what it is. If you've never filed unemployment, now is a good time to go ahead, and I say now, you could do it today, you could do it this weekend, you could do it next week, but before we go down, I would go on the unemployment website, which is uiclaimsportal.ky.gov. I would go ahead and set up your ID Me. If you have forgotten your password for your ID Me to log into the unemployment website, now's a good time to go ahead and reset your password. I would try and have everything ready so that Sunday you just go in and request your check. I would try and set that up and be ready to go. As far as waiting weeks for people that are here at the plant, I believe that most of our waiting weeks fell in the spring last year, so I don't think it's going to be a waiting week for most. We've got people that are all over the place. I know we've got folks in the shop that have a different waiting week than everybody else. We've got folks in trades that have a different waiting week than everybody else. So I can't guarantee on everybody's waiting week. But I think the majority of the production people, this will not be a waiting week. So you will get some unemployment, and then you'll get your remainder of your payment from subpay. If you're a new hire that came in last year and you had filed unemployment shortly before, at some point after January 13th, but prior to hiring on it forward, that actually would have set your waiting week as well, so this would not be your waiting week either. As most of you know, there's been some talk about it because of the material handling schedule not showing stock protection. There is a possibility of 2 other down weeks in this quarter. One the week of February 10th and one the week of March 24th. Neither one of those are locked in, obviously, and I'm not telling anybody to go book a vacation. Just trying to give you a heads up of what could be coming down the pipeline. This isn't due to a parts issue or a recall or anything like that. This is stuff that came up last month. The people up north that project our sales are projecting soft sales in the first quarter. So they've got these weeks that they have not stock protected at this point. The one in January, like I say, they've already locked in some maintenance work, so I don't see it changing. But the February and March, those are ones that are just kind of in limbo right now. Stock is not protected, but nobody's willing to commit to me that we're going to be down those weeks either. We've got the union meeting. Union meeting this month is going to be a little early. The union meeting has been moved up. It's going to be on Tuesday the 7th at KTP. It was moved up a week early because the president, both chairmen, bargainers from both plants, we've all got a sub-council meeting in Chattanooga, Tennessee the week of the 13th. Because all of us are going to be out of town, they had to either move before or after, and they decided that the week before was the better way to go because it would have put it almost at the end of the month otherwise. January 20th is Martin Luther King Day. That's a union negotiated holiday, so we will get 8 hours of holiday pay for that day. We will not be running production. The down week, the week prior, will not affect that holiday pay, so I wanted to clear that up as well before we get any questions on that. You can have a down week the week prior to a holiday pay still pays. I believe that's all I've got for this week, and we'll see you next week. Thanks.